I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim that's pushing his word throughout the four corners of the planet. Shalom to the hopeful elect. And I titled this lesson, okay, you are watching the great fall, man. All right, because that's what we're coming into a time whereas though we're actually watching the fall of an empire, man. All right, that we're watching the fall of a dynasty. All right, and it's beautiful. All right, it's beautiful. Okay, so I'm a matter of fact, let me get this scripture before I let me get this before I go any further, man. Get the scripture before we go. This is Luke 10:24. It says, "For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them." And that couldn't be more true. All right, and that goes to the okay, to that's talking about worldly, all right, carnally and spiritually, man. All right, I'm gonna read that again. It says, "For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which ye see." All right, okay, and what is that spiritually? All right, that's this truth. All right, that's talking about the wisdom and the knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right, because what it says, okay, Israel have not attained which they seek it for, but the elect have attained it, and the rest was blinded. All right, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, so all right, that will be a spiritual aspect of men wanting to see, okay, what we have seen and have not, right? All right, because you also got it also says kings. All right? I'm not talking about the men of the Lord. All right, I'm talking about where it says kings too, man. You had Saul, man. All right, Saul. Okay, the Lord stopped dealing with Saul, and Saul, all right, wasn't getting visions or anything like that from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. So much so he had to seek out a witch, man. All right. So it says, "For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which which ye see and have not seen." All right, and on the carnal, all right, on the carnal side, okay, the prophets of old, okay, wanted to see their enemies, okay, destroyed and the kingdom of heaven is be established, man. All right, but it wasn't the time, all right, at that time, man. All right, and now is the time, all right, and us men that's coming back, okay, okay, in our lot as those men, all right, we're actually getting to see, all right, the downfall of our enemies. All right, we're seeing, okay, the our oppressor, okay, be destroyed right before our eyes, man, which is a beautiful thing, man. All right. Um, it says and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. Yeah. All right, and that's once again that's go hand in hand with this truth, man. All right. Okay, because what the Lord say, man. Listen, He said, I surely do nothing, but I reveal my secrets to the prophets, man. All right. So it's beautiful, man. So, you know, we, like I entitled this lesson, we are watching the great fall, man. The great fall of Babylon. Okay, the great fall of what we know to be America, man. All right. See everything, man. Prophecy unfold, man. Look, President Trump is tackling a new enemy, the internet, man. All right, we know that's ultimately going to lead to the famine of the word, man. All right, so let me go back to my
Now, as you know, it all began in Minneapolis, but has since spread across the U.S., and now the George Floyd death has sparked global protests against police brutality and chanting Black Lives Matter. In London, Berlin, all over Europe and elsewhere, all the way down in New Zealand, hundreds of protesters took to the streets calling for justice and joining the fight against racism. So to discuss these protests and the roots of racism, we will talk to our panel today, former UK MP George Galloway and Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, host of On Contact, Chris Hedges is joining us. So first, over to George. George, we saw protests across London, all the way across to Cardiff, but those in the UK seemed peaceful. Were they? And are there similar sentiment about police brutality over there in the UK as well?
Amongst black people, there certainly is. No policeman has ever really been brutal to me, but then I've got blue eyes and a white face. That's not the lived experience of many of the black people in big cities in Britain. And that's...
Yo, see, like the Lord said, man, you should know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I hear this Edomite, man. I hear him talking, and it just infuriates me, man, right? Because I hear that they calling us, he keep on saying black, 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 right? Which in itself is a negative, sense of a negative, okay, vibration, if you will. All right, the word black is very negative, polluted, you know, distasteful, okay, pretty much just anything negative. And it's like every time he says the word black, it's like rubbing, it's like, okay, taking your nails and dragging them down a chalkboard, man. And it's infuriating because these devils know who we are, man. They know. They know who we are, man. All right? But Esau, okay, will go to his grave, all right, to his grave with that secret, which, by the way, is not a secret anymore. All right? But Esau listen, Esau is going to die with the lie, man. All right, because what the Lord say, he's the father of lies, man. So Esau is going to die. All right, Esau is going to die with the lie, man.
It's true, of course, across the European continent. So the demonstrations in Britain have been big, even in my own home city of Dundee, a small city, 180,000 people, which hasn't had a demonstration that I've known of since I left it 35 years ago, has a demonstration this evening. Amsterdam, a very peaceful place, had a gigantic demonstration today. This has all been fatal for America's soft power in the world, Manila. The idea of Mike Pompeo and Donald Trump giving orders, instructions, advice as to how other people in other countries should live and should run their own countries is actually laughable now if it weren't so tragic.
See, and now what we're starting to see, all right, these okay, lesser nations, all right, are looking at America saying, well, you're trying to tell us how to run our country and trying to tell us that we're like how they say China is a a dictatorship, they treat their people bad, crimes against humanity and all that, right? Well, these other countries are using that same tactic against America, man. All right, America is finished, man. This place is done, man. There's no coming back for America. The can been kicked down the road long enough, man. We are at the end of the road, man. All right? We are at the end of the road, man. It's done. It's finished. It's over, man.
There was a poll today in Europe. 40% of the respondents said America was a very racist country. Another 40%.
Wow. Did you hear that? America is a very racist country. Matter of fact, that brings me to a scripture, man. This is Isaiah 47:3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. And that's Yahweh Shai, man. All right? America, okay, nakedness is being seen, man. All right? This America is being revealed for what it truly is, man. All right? This is how we know we at the end. All right, this is how we know this is how we know it's the end, man. And guess what? The Lord about to come back. That's the best part about it, man. Yahweh Shai is about to make his grand entrance on you devils, man. And you only listen, you know it, but your pride won't let you believe it, man. That's the beautiful part about it. You know Yahweh Shai coming back, but you refuse to believe it. Right? Okay? You know Yahweh Shai is, man. But you refuse, your pride won't let you believe it, man. And for the fact that the Lord basically said, what he says, is it any, the scripture, wow, that hurt right there, man. Profane person as Esau, roughly paraphrasing, right? And the word profane means ungodly, man, worldly, okay? So you devils don't believe in Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. You know he exists, but you just, you can't get right, man. There's no way, like the Lord said, man, there's no your wickedness is off the charts, man. So the Lord said, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen." And that's what we witnessing right now. We're witnessing, okay, the shame, okay, of Esau, man, of Edom. All right. Okay, matter of fact, that brings me to another script. That brings me to another scripture. Right? Through the spirit. Through the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You being made seen, Esau. The whole world see you for the hypocrite that you are, man. The racist that you are, all right? Okay, the devil that you are, all right? For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Do you hear that, Esau? You're going to be cut off forever. Okay? Never to be seen again, man. Like the Lord said, you're going to perish like your own dung. All right? Let's get back to these the Wadi Yahbashir Habashah for putting the spirit on me to actually do this lesson. All right? It's always a beautiful thing when you know the spirit get on you, man. Cause it's like that fire that burn in you, man.
40% said it was
cold
today in Europe. Other people in other countries should live and should run their own countries is actually laughable now if it weren't so tragic. There was a poll today.
Look, man, America is the laughing stock of the world, man. That's why Putin said America is not fit to be the world leader no more, man. This place is the laughing stock, okay, on the world stage, man. It's done, it's finished. Let's do it.
In Europe, 40% in the world, Manila. The idea of Mike Pompeo and Donald Trump giving orders, instructions, advice as to how other people in other countries should live and should run their own countries is actually laughable now if it weren't so tragic. There was a poll today in Europe. 40% of the respondents said America was a very racist country. Another 40%.
Hold on. Did you hear what he said, yo? 40% in Europe said America was a very racist country. Now, either they was all Jakes, all right, or they was Edomites that was being politically correct. All right. I mean either one. I have no clue, but he said 40% of Europeans. Let's just say they was let's just say that they was Edomites. All right. Okay. Now that 40% that said that America is a very racist country, actually Europe is the mother of America. Okay? So that's like calling your child racist, so what that make you? It's pretty much what I'm getting at. Europe is just, if not more racist than America. But for that poll to come out, right, which might not even be a real poll, but this symbolizes, all right, American allies, the beast hating the whore, man. All right, here it is. Europe is mother Babylon, and America is the daughter. All right, let's just say it like that. America is the daughter of Babylon. All right, and Europe is the mother. So you pretty much get what I'm saying. So that's, basically they're sending out a message that basically they're not feeling America. Basically is what I'm getting at.
Said it was fairly racist country. Only 4% answered that America wasn't racist at all.
Wow. Chris, here domestically leading up to
And only 4% said they said America. Let me see what he said.
this, we
Country. Only 4% answered that America wasn't racist at all.
wow. Chris, here domestically leading
They was all Edomites. 4%. Okay, that was a 4% that was pretty much speaking for the other 95% of Europeans. Okay, on that list, but that wanted to be politically correct. All right, because we know ain't no such thing as a good Edomite, man. All right, they all wicked.
up to this, we saw the Ahmaud Arbery killing. We saw the Breonna Taylor, the EMT, killed in her own home. This was a tinderbox waiting to spark, wasn't it? And George Floyd was that spark. Why?
Because of the systematic forms of racism and oppression that have.
Look, man, listen, man. This is beautiful, man. I'm good. Let's bring up a scripture. This is Psalm 64:8. So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away. Yeah, listen, nobody want to even be, Edomite don't even want to be an Edomite right now, man. All right, because you see this white man, he's speaking against his own people, man. So he's, in a way, he's distancing himself from his own people, man. He talking about systematic racism, all right, that afforded him white privilege that he grew up in, all right? That is the reason why he have everything he has, and he's trying to distance himself from this, man. Yeah, man. So the Lord says he shall make, matter of fact, I got another one through the Spirit. All right. The Lord said, and they tongue's gonna fall. So they telling on themselves, man. All right, that's what we seeing. All right, they telling on themselves. They giving up and that's the Lord, man. Cause man, the Lord is a merciful power, man. All right. This is Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight every one against his brother. And that's what you're seeing right here, man. All right. And they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. All right. Okay. And what did he say? Russia. All right. These other nations. All right. Is using this, which really they don't care about us. Because, like, once again, they know who we are, man. All right. But see, the thing is, They think that we're just that innocent. They know who we are, right? But they think our power has abandoned us. All right? They think Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah has abandoned us and forgot about us. That's what they believe. All right? And they know if our power abandoned us and forsook us, that we're pretty much food for the sharks. They know that. They know that we're nothing without our power. Know what I mean? It's like us not having Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, all right, it's like, okay, Superman, all right, okay, with kryptonite wrapped around his neck. All right, shackled and cuffed with handcuffs and chains made out of kryptonite. That's us without our power, and they know that. And they think Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah has forgotten about us. They think he has forsaken us. And what they're going to find out is that they're wrong, man. All right? They're like, we know who they are, but their power has forsaken them, so we're going to do everything we can to destroy them, man. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, he's going to deliver us, man. He's going to deliver us. You can bet that. Know what I mean? He's going to deliver us. It says, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, and they shall fight every one against his brother and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. All right, so let's go back. Let's go back to our video I got queued up. All right. Hey, Shalakia, man, what's going on? YouTube playing games
that have squeezed and put tremendous of the
box waiting to spark, wasn't it? And George Floyd was that spark.
Look, these people are going against their own, man.
Why?
And they all Edomites.
Because of the systematic forms of racism and oppression that have squeezed and put tremendous stress.
See, and now these devils finally admitting their racism. All right, because like the Lord said, they're going to be revealed. All right, it's so blatant, they can't do nothing but just come out and just admit that it is. Because beforehand, they would deny it, man. They would say these things are not happening. That's allegations. You know, they would do that. But now the Lord has, uncovered their nakedness and exposed them. They pretty much wide open for the world to see, man. For everybody to see.
On the lives of the poor, the working poor, and in particular, those people trapped in what Malcolm X called our internal colonies. Half the country lives in poverty or a category called near poverty. The poor are priced out of the healthcare system. The public schools don't function. They don't have adequate food. We had rampant food insecurity before the pandemic, clean water, constant evictions, the largest prison system in the world, privatized utilities that can be shut off, lack of employment, crippling debt peonage, and of course the pandemic has exacerbated all of this.
Listen, and everything he just named, right, are the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, okay? Everything that he just named is all the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, man. So like I said, once again, their tongue fall. The Lord said they tongue shall fall on them, man. They basically telling you blacks, Latinos, and Native American, you are the Israelites that the Bible speak of, man. He just told you. He just ran down all the curses, and we fit. And that's it's sad to say, but that's us. All right. And there's all them curses is in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, man. The Lord is speaking, but you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans not listening, man. Y'all want Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to come off his throne to tell you these things, man. The Lord not going to do that. He has servants. He has servants and messengers to do that for him, man. All right, and that's what we're doing through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. We're giving you the message of the Creator, man, Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai. But you people just, you know what I mean? And he just gave it to you, man. He just told you basically all the curses that's in Deuteronomy, man. He just ran it down, man. And there's more on that, but for the most part, he covered majority all of them. Let's go.
More people of color are dying at disproportionately higher rates, and they get the message. So the message is they don't count. Their lives are of no consequence, unless, of course, they're locked in a cage where their bodies can generate $60,000.
Right? I got a scripture just came up. What I say? What do you say? Come on, man. The curses is real. Deuteronomy 28 and 66. It says, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fare day and night, and shall have no assurance of thy life. That's one of the curses in Deuteronomy, man. And he just said one of. He just said it. I'm gonna read it again. And Deuteronomy 28 and 66, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fare day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. All right. Now let's see what he say. Let's see what he say. Because you blacks, Latinos ain't getting it. All right.
$60,000 a year. Get the message. So the message is pandemic has exacerbated all of this. Poor people of color are dying at disproportionately higher rates, and they get the message. So the message is they don't count. Their lives are of no consequence, unless, of course, they're locked in a cage where their bodies can generate $60,000 a year for.
And you should have no assurance of your life, man. All right? Right? And the reason why, all right, because he just said it, man. All right? We know that, our life is not viable or value, if you will. All right, Israelites die like this, man. All right, but it's because of rebellion.
For-profit medical services, food services, money transfer services, commissary services, phone services.
So he once again he's running down the curses that's on the Israelites, man. He basically saying you're not worth anything unless you're in a position of being basically being a slave, man. That's basically what he's saying. All right, some way to make merchandise. You know what I mean of us, man. All right, you know what I'm saying. They're making. That's the only way we're worth in jail, commissary. Listen, man, he said it.
There's private higher rates, and they get the message. So the message is they don't count. Their lives are of no consequence, unless, of course, they're locked in a cage.
Unless you're locked in the cage.
Where their bodies can generate $60,000 a year.
Where your body could generate $60,000 a year, man. These are the curses, man. All right, but you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all don't get it. And I kind of got off the subject, all right, but that's the spirit, man. The spirit like the wind, okay? So bear with me.
For our for-profit medical services, food services, money transfer services, commissary services, phone services, private prisons, etc. And I think that what we're seeing is not just another rising up against the wanton and indiscriminate murder of a black man. Remember, 1,100 people, almost all poor people of color who are unarmed, are murdered every year by police in this country. But I think that finally people have had enough. I think that's what we're seeing, and that's why it's rippled out across the country.
And George, much of the mainstream media in the U.S. reported the protests in Hong Kong as freedom supporters and essentially glorified them and their cause, but yet these protesters here aren't reported as righteous. They're looters, they're criminals. Is there a difference here?
Yes, it was the worst timing in political history when Donald Trump appeared in the Rose Garden to take a new raft of sanctions against China.
And she basically pointing out the hypocrisy in America, because when they was looting in China, they was doing the same shit, even worse. All right, and America was rallying behind them, saying that they are freedom fighters, man. All right, but here it is, and it wasn't even they was fighting over I guess rights. They was doing that over just some bullshit, I believe, man. Nevertheless, I care less. But I'm saying that she pointing out the fact that okay, it's been people murdered by the hands of the United States government, and when people rise up, they're being basically labeled domestic terrorists, man. That's hypocrisy, man. It's to the fullest, man. And that's Esau for you.
On the proximate cause of how China treats its protesters. On the very day, literally the very day, when from sea to shining sea, the United States was on fire. This is what I mean by the death of American soft power. The idea that the people running America are fit to tell other people in the world how they should handle their affairs is...
So there you go. He said it again. America not fit to run the world, man. They're not being looked at as the leaders of the planet anymore, man. And that's major, man. That's big news right there, right? Because that means that, see, the rest of these nations think they're gonna get that spot. They don't know Yahweh Shah coming back to fuck up their whole plans, man. He coming to throw the monkey wrench in the game. They thought they had one. Yahweh Shah about to come and break up their little powwow, their little party that they think they're about to have. But it's clear to see that America is finished, and I mean, we about to go home, baby.
Now patently risible. The point about the straw that broke the camel's back, of course, is that you never know when the last straw came. If you knew it was the last straw, you wouldn't load it onto the camel's back. But once you have loaded it and the camel's back is broken, it can never be put together again. Now this didn't start.
Oh, that brings me to a scripture. Let me go to it. What did he say? Once the camel back is broke, let's get it. This is Jeremiah 50 and 23. It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? What did he say? Once you break the camel back, you can never put it back together again. All right. So he basically saying America is broken, man, and it's never going. It's done. It's finished. This place is finito, man. All we waiting for is the chip, right? That's pretty much it, man. All right, and we in the beginning of Jacob's trouble. We just waiting for him to push that chip, and we home free, baby. All right, Lord willing, brothers endure. You know what I mean? I'm gonna read that again. Jeremiah 50 and 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Right? You can't make this up, man. Okay, Babylon talking about America. How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? So basically, this place dried up, man. It's like a desert, right? Okay, financially, America is through. All right, spiritually, it's through. Morally, it's finished, right? It's done. It's like a desert, man. Like I said, spiritually, all right, morally, all right, this place is like a desert. And guess what? How about Shah? He's going to come and literally turn it into a desert. That's the irony of that. It's like a desert, right? Spiritually and morally. But how about Shah going to come and make it a actual, factual, okay, desert, man? Let me read that again. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? How? Because the Lord is revealing America for who they are, man. For the snakes that they are, all right. For the devils, all right. Well, really revealing these Edomites, all right. Matter of fact, let's go back to that. Oh, man. Beautiful. Love it when the plan come together, man. Let's get it.
Now, this didn't start with Donald Trump, far from it. In fact, Joe Biden and Barack Obama made the lives of black people, people of color in America, markedly worse than they were when they...
Did you hear that? Right? And he's right, man. Obama did nothing for our people. All right? And the reason why I say our people is because Obama is not our people, man. He's a Hamite. He's not even from our nation. He's a heathen, man. And he's going into slavery too. Him and his two ugly ass daughters, man. They all going into slavery, man. All right? Michelle, the only one, she probably get put to death, right? The Lord probably put her to death, but more than likely, the Lord gonna put her to death. She'll be born back in the kingdom, all right, as an Israelite woman, and she'll have an Israelite husband. But Obama, he's going into chattel slavery. His daughters, they going into chattel slavery, and they did nothing for our people. And the Edomite telling y'all, man, all right? But us niggas luck, because I ain't going to even lie. Before I got into his truth, I was a nigga, man. I thought he was our people, man. Show you how food, you know, but through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, look, man, now I know better. The water Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Let's go.
Came to power. But somehow the nakedness of the U.S. administration in the face of this ugliness, which the whole world...
Did y'all hear what he said? Come on, man. The spirit, man. Listen to what he said.
...is watching. But somehow the nakedness of...
The nakedness. What the Lord say, man? He gonna make Esau naked, man. Come on, man. Yahweh Shai is a bad man. He's a bad man. You can't make this up.
The U.S. administration in the face of this ugliness, which the whole world is watching, has really been a particularly toxic effect. Never could a group of more privileged men be seen to be fiddling while their country burned.
Chris, I want to pose the same question to you. How do you look at the mainstream media and how they're covering, compare and contrast for us, if you will, the coverage of the Hong Kong riots or protests versus the protests or riots here in the U.S.?
Well, that's nothing new. I mean, I was overseas for 20 years, so when I covered the war in El Salvador, we had Catholic priests who were murdered by death squads or the Salvadoran military backed by the Reagan administration, and it raised barely a ripple. And then, of course, there was a priest murdered by the communist government in Poland, and he instantly became a martyr. So, you know, all states, selectively use human rights abuses in countries of their adversaries to posit themselves as moral arbiters. You know, I want to just second what George said, that this is a systematic abuse that predates Trump. It even predates Obama. And what did the kleptocrats do in the midst of this pandemic? They tossed a few crumbs out of the windows of their private jets and yachts and palatial homes, and then handed $4 trillion in funds and tax breaks to oil companies, the airline industry, which alone got $50 billion in stimulus money and now says it's not enough.
So basically he's saying that the whole pandemic, right, which it was a plan to do many things, right? But one of the plans was basically it was a money grab, right? And the rich motherfuckers just got basically millions for nothing, and us motherfuckers down at the bottom basically got nothing, crumbs. Them motherfuckers got millions, billions. Like basically Trump looked out for his homies. It was a money grab. All right, it made the rich more richer, and it made us poor people more poor. It maybe, you know, wiped out the middle class. Just might have, you know, the little mom and pop stores. So yeah, he basically just told you that the pandemic was basically a money grab.
The cruise ship industry, the real estate industry, private equity firms, lobbying groups, whose political action committees have given over $191 million in campaign contributions to politicians in the last 2 decades, even corporations that have moved offshore to avoid U.S. taxes. The whole, 85% of all of these programs under the stimulus package has gone to the wealthiest 0.1% and we have watched Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, whose corporation Amazon paid no federal taxes last year alone, add 34.6 billion to his wealth. 443 billion has now been added to the wealth of the billionaire class since the pandemic began. And I think all of that myopia, that inability to respond, is also an important part of what we're seeing in terms of these uprisings.
And real quickly, gentlemen, I want to pose this one last question to you both. We've seen in recent days this sustained protest movement happening all across the country. Russia is being brought into it. George, what are your final thoughts on that?
Well, I wondered how long it would be before any television station in the U.S. made that laughable allegation. And predictably, it was CNN, the very personification of fake news. And from the mouth of the Susan Rice, a former high-ranking official of the United States, she literally said with a straight face that this was coming out of the Russia playbook. I'm surprised that Trump isn't claiming it's coming out of the Beijing playbook. But either way, this obsession with Russia and with China on either side of the aisle in US politics just makes the whole thing even more ridiculous, I'm afraid. These problems were grown in America and grown centuries ago in America. And they should be addressed and solved. I pray that they are solved in America. It's about time America stayed home and fixed its own problems.
Chris, final thoughts on Russia being a part of this?
Well, of course, the ruling elites aren't going to accept responsibility. Remember, they've gone after Antifa, which on the spectrum of violent terrorist groups is equivalent with the Boy Scouts. After Russia, they will look for any scapegoat they can. They will widen the social and cultural divides, which is largely racial, pitting white vigilante groups against anything to deflect responsibility from their own complicity. And let's be clear, the complicity of the Democrats and the Republicans in creating this oligarchic state and orchestrating a corporate coup d'etat.
All right. Gentlemen, thank you both for weighing in on this subject. George Galloway, Chris Hedges, thank you, gentlemen.
All right. So let's pull these. I'm going to pull a couple more scriptures, then I'm going to wrap it up. And I want to say Salakia for making it so long. That wasn't really my intentions. This is Mark 3:25. It says, matter of fact, I think it's this is Mark 3:25. And if a house is to be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and is divided, he cannot stand, but have an end. Yeah, and that's what we see right now. All right, we seeing, okay, the house of Esau being divided against itself, man. All right, you got Edomites, you got Russian Edomites that's going to go to war with American Edomites, right? Okay, they're divided in that aspect, nation against nation. Both of them Edomites, though. The nation of Russia is enemies with the nation of Americans, but both Edomites, right? So, then you have Edomites, okay, that's like literally in the house, you got the house, and you have the Senate, right? And they're divided, man. All right, you got the Republicans, Edomites divided against the Nancy Pelosi on the Democrats. Then you got Donald Trump on the Republican side, and they're both Edomites divided against each other. All right, and then you have Edomites that's regular citizens that's divided against its government, right? Okay? Then you have Edomites that's regular citizens that's divided against the average Edomite citizen. All right? You got the right wing, the left wing. All right, you got the Antifas, the what you call the white supremacists, what's their new name? The alt-right, right? You got these different, fascist groups, but they all Edomites, man. And they're against each other. All right, and hey, man. So once again, that's how we know we at the end, man. We're watching the great fall, man, of America. Mark 3:25. And if a house be divided against itself, the house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. All right. So that's where we at with it, man. We're at the end of America, man. I'm gonna pull this last script, and well, you see these other countries, man. They got something to say now. Well, guess what, man? It's too late, man. It's too late. It's too late for that bullshit. It's too late for that. You know what I mean? Esau, he trying to speak up a little. Now Russia wanna get involved. Oh man. Here we go. This is 2 Esdras 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Shalakia. For they are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. It says, Salakia, for all their unfaithfulness, for all their unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, the famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness had exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the soul of the just complain continually. And therefore said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Yeah, and that's what we experiencing, man. All right, we are experiencing our power, all right, has turned back to us, man. How about Shem Yahushua is about to deliver us. It says, I will surely avenge them and receive them unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. And that's what we seeing going on. All right, America is getting plagued with the plagues of Egypt, man. All right. It says, and I will smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishment of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua shall bring upon it. And that's what we seeing, man. We're seeing the plagues of the Lord, man. For there it says that upon it, it says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fell through the blasting in the hell, and with a fearful consolation. Yeah, and we seeing that, man. All right, you hearing about all these farmers got to kill their livestock. All right, they forced to throw away their crop or just let it spoil. Come on, man. It says, and with a fearful constellation, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. All right, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princesses, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay? And that's, is that not what we're seeing? To a T, man. All right? It's almost spooky, man. How 100, how detailed the book of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is, man. It says, action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, and the city shall be troubled. And ain't the city's troubled? They looting, all right, looting and shooting. All right. It says, and what? They call in the National Guards? So that's prophecy right there. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread. All right? And you see motherfuckers looting. And look, it's going to get worse than that, man. All right? It's going to get, the Lord, people going to literally be breaking in your houses, all right, trying to kill you to get to your food, man. It says, because the lack of bread for great tribulation, it said, behold, saith Yahweh Shem Yahushua, I will call together all the kings of the earth, reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and that's that on that, man. Yeah, man, the Lord ain't playing, man. So guess what? You know what I mean? Man, listen, at the end of the day, this place is finished, man. You know what I mean? This place done, man.